Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a bit different. So I just had a shower and I'm preparing to go to bed. I think maybe it might help for me to read a little bit of English books. And also I received some DMs saying you guys have trouble sleeping sometimes, so I hope this might help. Let's start. Night walks. Some years ago, a temporary inability to sleep. 忘了录音了。重来。Night walks. Some years ago, a temporary inability to sleep, referable to a distressing impression, caused me to walk about the streets all night, for a series of several nights. The disorder might have taken a long time to conquer, if it had been faintly experimented on in bed. But it was soon defeated by the brisk treatment of getting up directly after lying down and going out and coming home tired at sunrise. In the course of those nights, I finished my education in a fair amateur experience of houselessness. My principal object being to get through the night, the pursuit of it brought me into sympathetic relations with people who have no other object every night in the year. The month was March, and the weather damp, cloudy and cold. The sun not rising before 5:30, the night perspective looked sufficiently long at 12:30, which was about my time for confronting it. The restlessness of a great city, and the way in which it tumbles and tosses before it can get to sleep, formed one of the first entertainments offered to the contemplation of us houseless people. It lasted about 2 hours. We lost a great deal of companionship when the late public houses turned their lamps out, and when the potman thrust the last brawling drunkards into the street. But stray vehicles and stray people were left to us after that. If we were very lucky, a policeman's rattle sprang and the fray turned up. But in general, surprisingly little of this diversion was provided. Except in the Haymarket, which is the worst kept part of London, and about Kent Street in the Borough, and along a portion of the line of the Old Kent Road, the peace was seldom violently broken. But it was always the case that London, as if in imitation of individual citizens belonging to it, had expiring fits and starts of restlessness. After all seemed quiet, if one cab rattled by, half a dozen would surely follow. And houselessness even observed that intoxicated people appeared to be magnetically attracted towards each other, so that we knew when we saw one drunken object staggering against the shutters of the shop, that another drunken object would stagger up before 5 minutes were out, to fraternize or fight with it. When we made a divergence from the regular species of drunkard, the thin-armed, puff-faced, leaden-lipped gin-drinker, and encountered a rarer specimen of a more decent appearance, 50-1, but that specimen was dressed in soiled mourning. As the street experience in a night, so the street experience in a day. The common folk who come unexpectedly into a little property come unexpectedly into a deal of liquor. At length, these flickering sparks would die away, worn out. The last veritable sparks of waking life trailed from some late pieman or hot potato man, and London would sink to rest. And then the yearning of the houseless mind would be for any sign of company, any lighted place, any movement, anything suggestive of anyone being up, nay, even so much as awake, for the houseless eye looks out for lights in windows. So that's for today's reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely sleep. Sleep well and sweet dream. Good night.